Welcome to the Precambrian Earth's first act. Our planet Earth is an ancient place. It has existed for a very long time. To understand life before the dinosaurs, we need to travel back billions of years to a time called the Precambrian era. This era lasted for almost 4 billion years. That's like 80% of Earth's entire history. During this time, the Earth was very different. The air and water were not like they are today. Yet even in this harsh environment, life emerged. Simple single-celled organisms like bacteria were the first forms of life. They lived in the oceans. These organisms were tiny, but they were incredibly important. Over millions of years, they released oxygen into the atmosphere. This oxygen would eventually allow for the evolution of more complex life forms. Towards the end of the Precambrian, the first multicellular organisms appeared. These were still very simple, like jellyfish. They were a sign of the incredible changes to come. About 540 million years ago, something amazing happened. Life in the oceans exploded with diversity. This event is called the Cambrian explosion. It was a time of incredible evolutionary innovation. Creatures with shells and skeletons appeared. Trilobites, with their hard exoskeletons and multifaceted eyes, scuttled across the seabed. Anomalocaris, a large predator with fearsome appendages, hunted smaller creatures. The oceans were teeming with life. This explosion of life forms was a turning point in Earth's history. It marked the beginning of the Paleozoic era, the age of ancient life. During this era, life would continue to evolve and diversify, eventually leading to the first animals on land. The Ordovician and Silurian periods followed the Cambrian. These periods saw the rise of creatures with shells. The oceans became dominated by brachiopods and cephalopods. Brachiopods, with their hinged shells, looked like clams. They were filter feeders, extracting food from the water. Cephalopods, like the ancestors of today's squid and octopus, were more active predators. They had tentacles and could move quickly through the water. During this time, life also began to make its way onto land. The first plants, simple algae and fungi, started to colonize the edges of the water. This was a significant step, as it paved the way for the evolution of land animals. The Silurian also saw the evolution of the first fish with jaws. This was a major development in vertebrate evolution, as jaws allowed fish to become more effective predators. Section 4, Devonian, the age of fishes, and some ambitious amphibians. The Devonian period is often called the age of fishes. Fishes diversified rapidly. They evolved different body shapes and sizes. Some, like Dunkleosteus, were fearsome predators with powerful jaws. Others, like the early sharks, were more streamlined and agile. But, life wasn't just confined to the water. The Devonians saw the rise of the first forests on land. These early forests were made up of giant ferns and other primitive plants. They provided habitats for the first land animals, insects and amphibians. Amphibians like Tiktaalik were the first vertebrates to venture onto land. They had evolved from lobe-finned fish. They possessed lungs and limbs, allowing them to breathe air and move on land. This was a pivotal moment in the history of life. It marked the beginning of vertebrate life on land. Section 5, Carboniferous and Permian, from swamps to mammal-like reptiles. The Carboniferous period was a time of vast swamp forests. These forests were home to giant insects like dragonflies with wingspans of over 2 feet. The high oxygen levels in the atmosphere allowed these creatures to grow to such impressive sizes. Reptiles evolved from amphibians during this period. Reptiles had scaly skin and laid eggs with shells, which allowed them to live further away from water. They were better adapted to life on land than amphibians. The Permian period followed the Carboniferous. It saw the rise of the first mammal-like reptiles called synapsids. Synapsids had some characteristics of both reptiles and mammals. They were the ancestors of all mammals, including humans. Section 6, Setting the Stage, a world ready for dinosaurs. The Permian period ended with the largest mass extinction in Earth's history. This event wiped out over 90% of all species. The causes of this extinction are still debated, but it had a profound impact on life on Earth. The Precambrian, Paleozoic and the Permian extinction were all essential steps in the evolution of life. They set the stage for the Mesozoic era, the age of reptiles. In this new era, dinosaurs would evolve and rule the Earth for millions of years. The story of life before dinosaurs is a fascinating tale of adaptation, evolution and extinction. It is a reminder of the incredible diversity of life that has existed on Earth and the ever-changing nature of our planet.